Welcome back to another weekend news roundup on BNN, the Bamsters News Network. Now, if you could see me right now, you'd see a huge Cheshire grin as I try to sarcastically sell that line to you. Though, on the other hand, if you like that and think we should roll with it, let us know down in the comment section. Next up, the news. Anthem. Well, I guess it's not dead yet.
I'm getting better! No, you're not. You'll be stone dead in a moment.
Bam will be excited to know about this, considering he's only just recently picked up the game and started having some real serious fun with it. If you own the game on PC and are quick enough today, you may still be able to jump into the PTS, public test server, and check out the ICE event that's going to be taking place, they didn't actually list a release date, though I would expect it probably to start sometime in December. But the Icetide event is live on the public test server, has been for this last weekend, and ends sometime today. So if that's something that you want to go check out, you can log into the public test server, see what kinds of things that you're going to be grinding for as far as cosmetics and whatnot. There are a few events that are timed events and things like that. So it's just, like I've said before, if you guys are still playing Anthem and are having a good time with it, first of all, good for you. Second of all, I'd like to hear about it and find out what it is that you're still enjoying with the game. Here's something you won't typically hear game developers, especially AAA game developers, say. Well, maybe it's something you might hear indie devs say a lot, but not AAA devs. Apparently, in a recent sales call, or I guess I should say company call, Take-Two has said that the Outer Worlds has exceeded expectations handily. So basically this game has done much better than they even expected, and from all intents and purposes, from what I've been able to glean, they expected that the game itself would be popular. And this has, gone above and beyond the things that they expected for it to do. Now, again, this was released out on the Epic Games Store, hasn't been out on Steam, but it is going to be released out on the Switch early 2020. I haven't seen an exact release date yet. So I guess you're going to be able to play it even on Switch before you can play it on Steam. So basically, if you want to play it on PC and you haven't already picked it up, you will have to pick it up through the Epic Games Store, at least for the first year. Sometime in October of next year is when, I think October 25th, if I remember right, was the release date. That's when it should become available on Steam in 2020. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is getting its Battle Pass in September. So, we all knew it was going to happen. I don't think it was any great secret, but now we have at least a little bit of a timeline for that. Of course, as with I'm seeing with a lot of battle passes now, there is going to be the seasonal information battle pass, season pass, whatever, where they have both what they're calling free and premium streams. So you'll still be able to play for free. If you own the game, you'll be able to play through the seasonal content for free. And of course, when you open it up and see what your rewards are for playing as a free player, you're also going to get to see what the premium folks who are paying for the Battle Pass are getting with their Battle Pass as a way to encourage you to buy the Battle Pass. So they are saying that functional content that has an effect on game balance can be unlocked simply by playing the game. The stuff that's unlocked in the Battle Pass is supposed to be cosmetic. So there is that at least. And I didn't see a price for the Battle Pass in the article I was reading. But here's hoping they're not doing what they did with Black Ops 4 and selling a separate pass for $50 on top of the game. So, I hope that Battle Pass is a lot cheaper than that. Now, speaking of gamers and spending money, according to a third quarter 2019 Games Market Dynamics U.S. report from something called the NPD Group, total overall industry consumer spending on video games in the U.S. has reached over $9 billion. So it's saying about we'll say 9.2 billion almost, just shy of that in the third quarter, which is a 1% increase from the same period last year. So, 1% doesn't sound a lot, but when you're talking billions, man. Now, they list some of the games that were listed as like best performing titles in third quarter. Some of that won't be a big shock to you with games like Borderlands 3 and Fortnite, even Grand Theft Auto 5, Madden NFL 20. But a couple that did kind of catch me that I thought were a little bit surprising were things like Minecraft, which, granted, I understand the popularity of Minecraft, but to continue at this point in time still performing so well was a little bit of a surprise to me. Candy Crush Saga, of course, mobile game. Pokemon Go, another mobile game. So at least contrary to what some folks have been suggesting in the news about the games industry eating its own tail, apparently it has more tail to eat still. There's definitely some merit to the conversation about how, the AAA industry is continuously pushing out junk and, just trying to get as much dollars as they can before everybody realizes the junk that's pushed out is junk. And then moving on to the next, pretty shiny thing. But at least for now, it's still on an upward trend. Now, speaking of another game that's had a little bit of an interesting arc in the news media lately, Death Stranding, the much-awaited and anticipated game from Mr. Kojima. Now, he has even said that he expected that there was going to be a lot of mixed reactions, and there really have been. There are folks on both sides of the spectrum of this when it comes to the game itself. But the little bit of news with this, I know we had talked about the game coming out, and it was I believe at the time I think it had a release listed for Steam. But I'm seeing that it is confirmed that it will release simultaneously on Steam and the Epic Games Store. So this is another one of those that, at least you'll be able to pick it up on Steam if you prefer, which is great. Funny thing about this, it wasn't that long ago that we did a story that regarded an indie dev that tried to do the same thing, and Epic wouldn't allow them. It was, they basically told the indie dev that either you go exclusive with Epic or you can't sell your game on Epic. So, I guess with a big game like this and a big name like Kojima, I guess they're willing to make that exception. Are you craving more information about Diablo IV? Well, you can watch some gameplay video from the 3 previously announced classes. Now, each of the videos range between 10 and 25 minutes long. You get a pretty good look at the Barbarian, a quick look at the Sorceress, and another look at the Druid. I was talking to a buddy of mine who actually already watched all this stuff. This is something I still have in my queue to go check out myself. But he was saying it looks like the Druid is going to be kind of the tank of it, which surprised me a little bit because I kind of thought that the Barbarian was going to be that in a way, but it sounds like the Barbarian is going to be, more DPS. One thing that we are curious about is what the other classes are that are still going to be released. Whether or not that's going to be something like a Paladin, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know if the Witch Doctor is going to make its way back or if there'll be, some type of class that's summoning. The Necromancer, I know, was another one that was pretty popular. So anyway, if you haven't seen those videos yet, we'll make sure there's a link to an article on Games Radar that's got all 3 of them in the article for ease of access, and you can go check that out. And then lastly for today, a little bit of a, rumor, I suppose. Put your tinfoil on for this one. I guess it's not exactly a rumor, but Ubisoft Spain posted a picture of Solid Snake in shadows with his night vision goggles on, and translated tweet says, "You need to understand the darkness to face it." Now, question is this teasing out that Ubisoft is in fact actually publishing or working on publishing another Splinter Cell game? They are said to have been working on a VR game that they were, I guess, working with in Facebook, or with Facebook, I should say. But we're still waiting for more information on that. And they do have 2 other AAA titles in the works that are supposed to release sometime next year, could have been pushed off. So one of those could be a Splinter Cell type title, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. And that's all the news that I was grabbing for you this weekend. Later this week, we are back for another interview on the Rated R show. However, it is going to be delayed one day this week to meet with an embargo for the information on the game Woven. This is a cute little game where you play as a stuffed animal in a stuffed animal world. So definitely come back on Thursday so that you can check that out. We'll be releasing that this week on Thursday instead of Wednesday. But the added benefit to that is When you come and listen to the interview, you only have to wait 1 day for the game to come out because it comes out on Friday. As always, if you want to be sure to catch our latest releases, make sure you are subscribed to the channels. And if you've enjoyed this or any of our content, make sure to click a thumbs up or click on the like button, as it really does go a long way to helping out with those inconceivable algorithms.
Inconceivable!
I used that right this time, right?
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.